Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay! Welcome to FMLFPL Milan.
This Walsh.
What's up, brother?
What's up, baby?
What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Got a lot of pod to do tonight, I think.
You know what's funny is we talked and I was like, there's so much to talk about. There's so much action. So many good teams picks. We got like not that many questions in Discord, and our Discord in general has just gone completely radio silent.
Everyone, I think, is a little bit traumatized today. It was easily the quiet. I don't know. Easily the quietest Monday on Discord of the season by 20 million X. Usually Monday is very active. A lot of activity going on.
Yeah.
Not a lot of activity today, which leads me to believe that the FPL was very FMLFPLing this weekend. That's all I can glean.
The crowd
all I
is
can glean
not pleased. From it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, benchings and missing caps. I think the thing that really triggered everyone this week was just transferring out points. I mean, I took a -13 this week. Yeah. A lot of people were like hitting to bring in Saka, hitting to bring in Ollie. They were probably number 1 and number 2, and capping those players and just eating shit for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see. How'd you do? Let me pull you up. How'd you do this week?
I did fine. I got 74, right in there with most people, I think.
That's good. That's better than most people.
Well, I didn't take a hit, so that was good. And you know, Darwin got me some points, so that helped. And then everyone else was like, whatever.
You got the Zuma auto sub for Gabrielle.
Yep. Good job by me. I mean, I was already on Friday with the Spuddening clean sheet being wiped from a handball.
Oh my God.
That set me off for the whole weekend. I was off to the races.
It set the tone also.
Yeah, off to the races from that one. Complete mockery of the entire universe that goal did not get overturned. That was so very blatantly and obviously handled by Jayu. So, you know, we got things coming and things going, but there we are for me.
Their pod listeners, they knew they couldn't allow 3 straight Spud cleans after I said it's not possible.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I think there is more of a talking point there than just the obvious, you know, erasing of the handles and stuff. And that's that. But what about you over there with the Mbeumo?
So not so good. 62 if you include the hit. I mean, Mbeumo and Raz out for Saka and Gordon and Captain Saka. If you count the hit, it is a -13 because Saka got 6, but Mbeumo got 13 himself. So obviously not good, but I don't know. The way I am, on weeks where I take a hit and don't hit on cap, I mean, Saka got a lucky assist, but in general, less than Mo, who was the chalk. Yeah, I mean,
he didn't get an assist, but he got an assist.
But he got an assist in the game. It's like beyond a fantasy assist. It's like some other word.
It's a Towers assist.
Yeah, it's exactly.
It's a participation award for playing the game.
Participation trophy. But, you know, so on weeks like that, when I expect a red and I only got a 70K red, totally fine. You know, like I didn't do it for just 1 week. I did it for 6 weeks. You know, I like Arsenal's fixtures and, you know, a bunch of like random dumbass things like Villa lose the clean right as Cash gets subbed off. Like, I don't know. Just like, it just felt like an apocalypse week. I mean, even Turner outscored Johnstone. Like, that's how you know it's like actual apocalypse is happening.
Yeah.
And I only went down not that much. It's like, I'm fine, you know, like whatever. You know, 20% of the elite teams wildcarded this week. Like, that's how much the meta was in that direction, which is just fucking crazy high percentage. You know, and they all capped Mo, and they have, you know, a lot of the good picks. Like, all of the good picks I have, they have. So, you know, it's not easy to climb from this point. But I think we're okay.
I mean, Johnstone didn't even need to make a save. He was so good.
Why would he?
No saves is necessary. No saves
He
required.
almost gave them a goal. Also, he was just
he was active.
playing his own game.
He was active.
He was active, which you don't get bonus points for, but you maybe should.
Actually, you get negative bonus points because I think most active member of the entire league was Darwin, who just shits his life away in bonus points because he does so many actions.
It's just such a bad system. Rolls. It's such a bad system. It needs covering regularly, but I don't have the strength. I like the fortitude to go into it regularly in any capacity.
I need Alison Becker to like baptize me and infuse me with the vision of God. Then I could talk about it clearly. Then we're clear. Clear soul and clean heart.
October Mug League winners. I let everyone down. I didn't win the mug, obviously, with that kind of week. Obviously. And I'm going up against fucking bench boosts and wildcard and triple caps. I mean, come on. First place winner, David Goodbranson, aka Slick Dallas. Second place, Haim Michon, aka Mattis Sun, Wisconsin Sun. And then third place, Michael Dunsford, aka Double Hoyland Trouble. Great job by all of you. I will send you a message on Patreon and Discord, so look out for that. And then shout out to the leader of the public league, Pontus Gunlick, aka Forever QPR. This guy just can't quit. Can't quit the QPR, the Rangers. Good job by him. That's it, man. So yeah, like I said, weird week. There's not like huge topics that everyone asks questions about. It's just a bunch of like scattered questions and sad people in our Discord. So what should we talk about? I think we can decide now. Like, where do we go? What do we do? Or do we just go through the questions? Also an option.
I mean, there are a few things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to begin there or ease into it.
I always do.
Well, I think Spurs defense needs to be looked at a little bit differently, honestly. They control games very well, and they make up for their issues. I mean, it needs to be spoken about, this partnership in the central defense is like Van de Ven and Romero are unbelievable together. I mean, they are just insane. I think maybe best center back pairing in the league. I think they're in there with a shout.
Not go crazy. I don't think they're in there with a shout, but that's fine.
I definitely think that they're in there with a shout and easily top three. They both are just so fast. So he's aggressive, he backs off. Like the way that their understanding has blossomed so much as the season has progressed.
And the system's perfect for them, I think.
Yeah, it's perfect for them to play a high line. They're faster than anybody
really
else.
Fast.
And Romero is reborn. Like he doesn't get it yet. He doesn't have red card shouts every week. Like he's playing like he can be free and he's not, doing insane crazy shit like he used to.
Yeah.
He just runs forward at the most opportune times and just does really effective things.
Isn't it funny that shit, it turns out that shit is coachable. And there's all these fucking scumbags in the league every year where it's just like, just stop doing the red card shit. And he just stopped doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they just because we're sort of seeing them against the bad teams as like just open dominate. And they're letting earlier in the season, like they're still open. They're still letting up chances. That really hasn't been happening lately. Yeah. And they just have so much control over the game. I mean, creating chances is something else, not discussing that in this moment, but just strictly defensively. I mean, they're just really good. I mean, they look like they have learned the system and have improved. And, I think that they are a reasonable defense to have and rotate. And I think that their defense is really good. I don't know. I've turned on them. I'm
still a lot lower than you, but I'm higher than where I was. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, I still think they just concede chances all the time to even bad teams. But the thing I think that I maybe oversold is the ability for the bad teams to actually take advantage of these 2v2s or 2v1s even, and they just can't. Like they just fuck up. And you didn't even mention Vicario, who's just been saving. He makes like 2 great saves a game, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah,
like,
one or 2 great saves a game, certainly.
And where it's just like, that could have gone in. Like, if that's Lloris, like, Palace are up 2-0. Like, that just happened.
Yeah, we had that one good chance at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, like the Edward save. Like, that was a great save.
That goes into it. I mean,
that goes into it. So that's like another thing that I didn't, like, calculate correctly. But, I still think broadly, I think they have the most cleans in the league. Is that right?
Yeah, that
they
sounds
have like
about
5
right.
or something like that.
And 4.
I mean,
if 4, that can't be the most. Like, might be. It might be.
I mean, we're not that far into the season. City haven't been like great. But I mean, there's the other thing that was playing a lot into my head when I was talking about how bad they are, and obviously they're not as bad as I was saying, is like the cleans that they had kept before this run were just fucking bullshit. Like the Man United clean, I mean, they could have conceded 3 that game. It could have been 3-0 Manchester United before they even scored a goal. And then, Bournemouth is the same. Bournemouth was more the same of what we saw with Palace and Fulham and Luton. Is like they had some counter-attacking chances. They mostly got snuffed out. Spurs kind of like cruised to a 2-0 win. And that's more what should have been like, oh, that's actually the shape of the Luton, Fulham, and Palace games upcoming. But yeah, as a rotation, it's easy. It's easy. But like, in the next run, like when are you looking at rotating them in? I think would be like the follow-up question.
Not much. I mean,
that's
the fixtures turn. Yeah, other than Wolves, I mean, the fixtures are a lot tougher.
Even Wolves is away.
Well, no, Neto, I think that's a very strong clean
downgrade
now.
them like a fucking
they're down.
notch.
Yeah, they're down to the I don't care. They're a great fixture period. For a clean sheet, but no, I mean
they're
that's
not
something.
most cleans in the league, by the way. I totally had that wrong.
They're down
Arsenal
by
on
1 or
5,
2.
and then Palace
4.
Yeah, Palace, City, Newcastle, and Spurs are on
4. Yeah. But yeah, I just think overall general view of Spurs defense is like they're just good. 4 or 5, like good options. You know?
4 teams without a clean. Do you know them?
Promoted sides.
Yep.
You
know
and
this.
Bournemouth.
No. You know this. You actually know this. What team doesn't have a clean? And we've been talking shit about their defense since fucking
Man United?
June. Brighton.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
Brighton, baby, no cleans. Unbelievable. Like,
yeah.
Meanwhile, everyone else in the game got 18 purpose points, and we're just no cleans. I swear, they fucking suck.
Yeah.
What's the next thing you want to talk about?
Well, West Ham was like stunning and terrifying to me watching that game with 3 Western Hammers and my fucking dumbass.
Was that fun?
Piece of shit too. It was not fun.
Not fun.
I mean, I don't know if it's. I mean, I'm prone to reacting, obviously, as everyone who listens to this podcast knows. But I was just watching that game in horror. I mean, what do we make
You're
of
just
this
like, I need
situation?
to hit out all my West Ham players.
Yeah, I need to take a -4 and use all 3 of my transfers on all 3 of my West Ham players. Is what I was feeling as the game was concluding.
Yeah, I think Bowen is still very fine. I mean, he was still getting not great chances, but chances. He was taking shots. I think Everton kind of
headers.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why that's like a thing now, but that does keep happening for some reason. But I think Everton also just like surprised them. Like the first 20 minutes were open, and then Everton just like double-decker bus. And like I think that kind of surprised them. They kind of defended well. Brandt had a really good game. And, they're still West Ham. They're still a David Moyes West Ham. They're not like breaking down buses and like putting in great attacking performances. They counter and get chances, or they don't. But defensively, I mean, I think like Jeff even asked, he was like, if we own Areola Turner, it seems worth it to use a transfer and even a hit on the keeper spot. Yeah. And I was like, obviously thinking of you there. And I was just like, I mean, it doesn't seem like they have cleans in them at all.
They have 1 clean.
They have 1 clean, and it was pretty fucking lucky.
And they barely
if I remember
did it.
correctly.
Yeah. They barely did it. I mean, to be fair, literal only chance of the game was the one that they took and scored. Everton.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Everton
it's not
played super defensively.
Yeah, they didn't do fucking anything. And the biggest issue, though, is that unlike aforementioned best center back pairing in the league, Zuma and Agurd, maybe the worst. I mean, they're of the non-promoted teams.
Fine, but
he's not fine. He's really not fine at all.
He's awful. judging center backs, I think, is just really, really hard, right? Like,
I don't think
Romero is a great example. You know, like, he's fucking terrible. He shouldn't be starting for any team. And now it's just like, oh, he's great. You know, it's like the partnership and where they are and how they're utilized and who, you know, the midfield in front of them, the keeper behind them, like makes a center back look good or bad. Garrett has like monster errors every game. And so does Edson Alvarez, by the way.
He's
monster
maybe flattered.
errors
Yeah, he might
every
have
game.
just strictly flattered to deceive in the first few games.
He's not the quickest. He never has been. He's like trying to cover for these guys. He's like stuck in no man's land off a weird back pass. Like it's just.
He reminds me of the demise of Slabbing. Like he plays like Slab when we made fun of Slab nonstop. Right. Like that's what Zuma's doing every game this year. No, I mean he didn't suddenly turn into a bad defender, but
yeah. He's not good enough to overcome them. Almost.
He sucks. Like, every game I've seen this year, he has sucked, and Aguerd's been worse. Right. You could say it's because of this, that, the other thing. The fact of the matter is, this is what I'm seeing, and you know, it's fucking a huge issue. Not to mention, Paqueta and Alvarez are both suspended next game, so that's not good. They're both just holding hands with their 5 yellow cards. I mean,
Jesus,
they're playing compact 2 deep banks with 2 counterattackers. Like they're doing a little bit different stuff and players have a little bit more freedom. So they're just not playing very defensively in general, even though they also don't attack. Like I don't know what they do.
I don't know.
They're just bad. Like they just look bad.
They've like
and stupid.
Lost the plot for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Like they just like
the last 5, 6 games.
They're doing everything bad. Every facet is bad.
Yeah, they're just completely collapsing inside themselves. Like I don't even know. And they look really, really fucked up right now. And I know I was really high on them earlier in the season, but these last few games
they played well. They got results. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. They, drew Newcastle, like spanked Brighton, and third game of the season, spanked Chelsea, second game of the season. Like those still look like really good results. It's not like those teams are bad, and it's just like.
Jesus they look Christ. Lost, though.
Yeah,
they look lost.
They really
too.
do. I mean, the other thing I was going to say also about this game is like, Everton scored their only chance, but like they also just stopped shooting or attacking after they went up. Right? Like they didn't need another chance. They didn't try to get.
Yeah, they weren't really shooting or attacking before that either, though.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, if they went down, like maybe. Garrett makes more errors and they get in more often.
Sure.
I don't know.
Possible. James Ward-Prowse also just every game he just jogs around.
What's he up
to? He just jogs around out of possession doing nothing. That's all he does.
And they're still getting set pieces. It turns out getting all your points off corner. By the way, Bowen took 3 corners. JWP took 1.
Off. He subbed off, and then they got a few.
72.
That's when they got them, though. They got them late. Yeah.
What's the fucking point? You might as well just start with JWP on the bench and sub him when you get a corner. Like that's like what England fans wanted him to do for fucking Southgate. Is like we got a free kid, bring him on.
Yeah,
because he's just bad in open play.
Yeah, I don't know. Kudus, he had some bright moments, but. Final third product was really poor. Is like decision making with the final ball or whether to shoot, pass, dribble, turn around, back pass, forward. It just seemed like that was lacking in a grave way.
Yeah, he was like fun to watch, and then at the end of the game, you're like, did he do anything good attacking? Like not really. He I feel like he beat a lot of guys on the dribble.
Yeah, he progressed
in like no man's land though. Yeah. Like he just like.
And he could have just passed
in the middle of the pitch, and it just led to him losing the ball on the next challenge or something. It was like, oh, well, that was useless.
Yeah, he was trying to beat the whole team all by himself, and it just didn't work. Yeah, and I mean, Souček dropping, like we were also talking about how bad they were against Villa, and he was terrible. Like I was very critical of him, and it wasn't really working with him playing in that role because it's just, he's a little bit too slow and they weren't pressing with enough men. They were having him and like a couple other guys do the work of, really like five guys. And now, he's going to come back in obviously and sit with Alvarez out. And I don't know, dude. They scare me, even though they do have a good run. I feel really low confidence in them. They have Brentford NFO, Burnley, Palace, and the next 4. But I'm looking at them as just like, oh,
I mean,
God,
even away Brentford, like 3 weeks ago, would have been like, oh, West Ham win that game.
Yeah, now they're going to get destroyed.
That's a brutal game. Like, Brentford's going to counter on them, shit on them. Like, I wish I had Mbeumo. I'm hitting Mbeumo back into my team for that game.
I mean, they're going to Brenham the shit out of them. They're not going to even know to hit them.
So hard. Fucking hard. And Picks, Beanie, and Chester said, what do we do with JWP? I mean, he's not an unpopular pick in FPL, and he's on, 5 straight blanks or something like that, just, looking bad every game. Yeah, 5 straight blanks, except for the random clean sheet and bonus point he got against home Sheffield.
I mean, we at the same time have seen this all of his career.
All life.
He will blank for 4 or 5 game weeks in a row, and then he'll pop in with 2 goals in the next 5 games and just finish on 150 points.
Yep.
I mean, it just, I don't know what to tell you. He
thought he was.
Yeah. So, the one thing that he is not who he was potentially being at the beginning of the season was taking shots.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting open play.
He was getting a little bit forward at the beginning of the year when he was just coming into the team, and he is so very, very far away from that now. Open play is just not remotely in his stratosphere of returning from it. But I mean, I just think you probably don't want him. You probably just want to look elsewhere.
There are years in FPL where a cheap-ish 150-point player is someone you want on your team the entire season. It just doesn't seem like that kind of year. I mean, there are 20 attackers that are better than him that aren't even that much more expensive than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think he's one of the... I mean, what I keep saying to people when they DM me about this guy or that guy, I'm just like, he's just not one of the 7 best attackers in the game. So I don't want him in my team.
Yeah.
Because that's how many slots we have.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So get AGO boy. Anthony Gordon, please.
I brought in Gordon.
One of the 7 best attackers in the game.
Didn't look good for me. Yeah, exactly. One of the 7 best in the game.
So, I mean, Bowen, yes, he is still
he'll be fine.
Doing things, and he will fall backwards into points periodically, especially in the good run. But I mean, the defense is terrible, right? I mean, there's no overreaction there. It's just really bad. I mean, it looks like Leicester from last year to me. It's
I mean,
when are they going to concede? Get it over with early.
The only case for their defense right now, which is running at a disgustingly bad rate, is they have to rip it up and just park a double-decker bus like Moyes knows how. But again, I mean, I list their numbers, I feel like, every week on the pod. I mean, it goes in order, non-penalty: Sheffield United, Bournemouth, Luton, Burnley, West Ham.
You don't want those. You don't want defenders from those teams.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 of those teams are getting relegated, and then it's West Ham. It's
Bournemouth. Yeah.
Right. I mean that's the teams. You know, so you just can't have a defender from down there.
Yeah. You just can't. And it looks that way too. I mean, every single time watching, it's just when are they going to concede? I hope they only concede 1. It's just holy shit.
Yeah, and honestly, I also don't really think there's that much to learn, because what we and other people were saying still was kind of true. It's they just got kind of destroyed by Chelsea, City, Liverpool, more recently, Newcastle in the XG, right? Villa away, whatever. That was more recent. And it was but maybe in this good run, they'll just keep a couple cleans. They're obviously not great, and great teams don't get destroyed, but they're probably fine, right? They're probably the 10th-ish best team, but they're worse than we thought. They're just worse than we thought. In the good games, they're still conceding chances and looking like a mess and not creating enough. So it's yikers for them.
Yeah, Zuma is 1,000,000% gone this week for me. The Areola one, I'm still not sure yet.
He's still the cheapest nailed guy in the game, because I think Turner might lose his spot this week. So
it's just, I mean, we say this they're so bad, they look so bad. Yes, they do, obviously. And also their next fixtures are Brentham, NFO, Burnley, Palace, Spurs, Fulham, Wolves. So he still has the same. It's just, he gets 3 points. Someone will get 6. It's not that bad. I mean,
Right.
where am I going here? What am I really doing? And as bad as it feels to have someone who I never think is in a clean, we know that, if they keep 2 cleans in the next 7, then he's going to be just as good as every other goalkeeper in the league, basically. When you couple on, he'll get some saves and shit,
Yeah, I mean, look at Pickford. I mean, he's not top of the charts, but he had no points up through game week 7. Then he gets a 9 home Bournemouth and a 5 at West Ham. Just hold keeper. Doesn't fucking matter. Just hold it.
Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's so fucking dumb. So that's what I'm leaning towards there. Yeah. Keeping Areola.
Odysseus Vlachodimos is going to start for NFO, maybe.
I mean, why not? Turner is playing badly. I mean, he's been worse lately. He started off, I thought, really well, but he has been bad. I mean, they did pay for they did buy him to be their number 1, but
they did.
I mean, Vlachodimos is not a young guy, but he's got pedigree and he's played. And
Turner's also 29. I mean, I feel like Turner's one clear positive attribute is his distribution's good. For a bad team like Nottingham Forest, their ability to build through Turner is better than other bad teams.
Right.
But every game, it's a bad save or a bad parry or a mistake or something. Yeah. Fucking doing anything to just give up a free goal. And it's if you're a bottom team who's relying on parking the bus and keeping cleans, you just can't have that at keeper.
Yeah, you can't afford it.
So
we'll see about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's time for him to go.
Bowen hold. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I still think Bowen will get goals in these games.
Yeah. In these games against bad teams who probably should pop up with a few, you'd think.
Yeah.
All right, where are we going next? West Ham, man. Fucking fuck me.
Yeah, I don't know. What else happened this weekend? I'm fucking out of it right now. Yeah, I mean...
The City game wasn't competitive. I didn't expect it to. I mean, Liverpool looked really good.
An abnormal amount of non-competitive games.
Yeah.
There was the Arsenal game, Villa, even Brighton, even though it finished 1-1, joke of a game, Liverpool, Man City. They all just stomped. Which is usually bad because usually there's only 2 teams. But now in a season where there's a bunch of good teams and a bunch of really bad teams, it just means there's so many picks in FPL. So that's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah. What about Newcastle? What do we make of Newcastle? What do they got going on these days?
Yeah, I mean, the injuries are mounting big time. Tonali
really
is just gambling his fucking life away. What an amazing timing for him to do that.
Yeah.
All of our teams getting injured, and it's now he's suspended for a fucking year.
Well, he did it a while ago.
Right.
Just what a time for the book to get thrown at him.
Yeah, exactly. I just brought in Gordon, who's still nailed, but that was not a good performance.
I mean, if Joelinton or Bruno G get injured,
Donezo.
This team is
What about Callum?
Yeah, I feel like they could still...
Callum has to score every goal or they're fucked.
I mean, speaking of Callum scoring every goal, he did brace, and he does
score on every game.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the Darwin trajectory almost at this point, where when he plays, he just scores goals. It's insane.
Complete machine.
He's 7-8. Arsenal, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Man United, 3 homes in the next 4.
You could do a lot worse.
You could do a lot worse than that. Yeah. It is hard to fit him in, though. We are at that point, I think, with Ollie and Jalvarez and Holland and shit. But
you probably are building a team with no Holland, no Alvarez, and you're just going Callum, Darwin, and plus
Ollie or something.
Ollie. Yeah, just going this is. I mean, that's as good a front line as you can get if you're going no Holland.
Yeah, probably.
I still don't advise, but.
I mean, do you think that we're going to see a wobble from this team right now? Was this the beginning, a sign of things to come?
I can't tell. I mean, I think that like Wolves have been wobbling against, they've been the wobblers of, like other big teams all season. Like they kicked the shit out of Liverpool for 45 minutes. Like people forget that because then Liverpool cruised. I mean, they should have drew Man United. I mean, they should have beat Man United with that performance game week 1. I mean, they literally beat Man City. They've just
got
been
punched in the face in game week 1 to not get points.
Yeah, exactly. And like they've just been really good counter-attacking team all season. Don't know. Maybe it was just a really bad matchup and a bad performance. I'm not ready to say like this team's falling off. They're fucking done. But with Champions League, they're in the fucking cup still with home Arsenal around the corner. I mean, they're like not that far away from all of the sort of headline makers being like crisis in Newcastle, like dropping
the one
points
thing,
left and right.
Yeah, the one thing they do have going for them when, the 3 of the next 4 being home Arsenal, home Chelsea, home Man United is, they have 12 men really up there when those games are like, it's going to be really
bouncing.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good environment for them. So when one of them is coming off the back of the international break, the Chelsea game, so that'll be a little bit of a who knows what. But yeah, interesting times in Newcastle. It's just the squad's just, with a few injuries, it was already a bit thin to begin with. Yeah. The midfield is just concerning. The midfield is just concerning to me.
I can't remember how the Newcastle Arsenal matches went last year, but I feel like Arsenal won 100% of the ball. Newcastle won 0% of the ball. I mean, I feel like they'll be kind of comfortable in that game. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm saying like that's the kind of game they want to play.
They just stay in their shape and they move
just stay
around.
In their shape. They counter with Miggy and Gordon. They try and get the ball to Callum and Trips. That's it. They go back in their shape, reset.
Yeah.
So maybe these like home games that are really hard are like sort of more comfortable for them in a weird way because all of these teams want the ball and they are so happy to give the ball away.
Yeah. Versus the games where they have to take more of it and then it becomes a little more chaotic because they're not as good Wolves, at that. And
counter Neto running at them. I mean, it sucks that Neto's hurt, man. That's a bummer from this weekend. Big bummer
for them. Yeah.
For all of us. He's just fun. But,
well, it makes FPL a little bit easier though because it makes that team really easy to
nailed
pick.
Clean.
Yeah, just to know that they're going to be incompetent going forward.
Hwang is going to laugh in your face. Dong every week. Golden boot Hwang.
Yeah.
We did actually get some Callum Alvarez forward questions, so let me read these. Maybe, so would you consider Callum to be a similar asset to someone like Ali or Alvarez when Isak is out? Past 3-4 years, he's been underrated. You can just throw him in your team, be assured of returns when he's fit and starting. Grand Burglar, Callum's probably going to get points, but is it worth dropping Ali or Alvarez? Anyone else on Newcastle attack to target? And then, Ethical War Delgado also asking about Alvarez out. I mean, Alvarez, Darwin, or Watkins, or Callum, or keep Alvarez. I mean, you'd be insane to get rid of Alvarez this week, right?
Yeah, against Bournemouth. I think that's pretty nuts. The City do have a little bit more challenging fixtures. I just still feel like, with Alvarez, it's, okay, he has one double-digit haul. I mean, he's not probably going to be that player unless if City do start to turn it on and just blow teams away, which is possible. They look like they might be coming into that kind of period of their season as they do every year. But, there's still the other aspect of, we saw Alvarez taking some corners and shit like that. Like, he'll be on and he takes direct set piece, but it is like kind of tilting when we see players like Callum or Mbeumo or whoever just get these free goals. They just get pens. Having pens is insane. It's OP, overpowered, insane. So, I'm not going to...
All my life, dude. All my life,
but, like, that said, like, I'm not going to kill you for doing Alvarez to Callum. Like, I don't advise that, but I don't think that's like, oh my God, that's so stupid. You're so dumb for doing that.
Or Darwin, fine. Or Ollie. I think all of those are good.
Yeah, like, I think that's fine.
Totally fine. I'm personally keeping Alvarez. City are just, they're an enigma because, there were those seasons where it was just like they will score 5 very regularly, right? Like, And that was just like, oh my God, I expect them to score 5 every week. Now it's like, if they want.
Yeah.
It's just like, some games he's just like, nope, totally happy, 1 goal, we're not going to do anything. Against Man United, I mean, they were just like, no, fuck you. We're just going to absolutely destroy you for fun. And I was like, they can just do that whenever they want. But in FPL, we don't know when they're going to do that. They could score fucking unlimited goals home Bournemouth this week, but no idea what they're actually going to do.
Or it could just be 2-0.
2-0, sub Holland and Alvarez at 60. Chill.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
Yeah.
Oscar Bobbin.
The Bob.
The bobbining.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, right, Alvarez blanks in a game where City just absolutely fucking destroy. He took 11 corners, put in 13 crosses.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they were good corners too.
Great
that
corners.
No one was attacking. It was insane.
Like it's just exactly what we've seen from him all season, which is like any game he could just pop up with like a random double return because he's just so fucking involved in all this stuff.
Where was Stoney Boy and Ruban? Vardiol. I mean, no one was doing any fucking attacking of the corners. It was crazy.
And literally,
meanwhile,
none of them got a shot.
Yeah, Kyle Walker just 900 minutes through 10 games this year. Can't stop playing football for Pep.
Shout out to whoever in Discord was saying to us in preseason, like, why isn't Kyle just going to start every game? And we were just like, he's not going to start every game.
Yeah, he's never done that before.
He just starts every game.
Yeah, and he doesn't start some of the Champions League games. I mean, is he doing well? I mean, 4 points a game. Yeah, you take that obviously, but he's not like pulling up trees. But he just keeps playing. It's crazy, dude. He just played fucking every game. It's crazy.
He plays every game. He's also playing a way more attacking role than he's played in like at least 6 years. And he still just has 1 assist or something. Like 2.
Oh, he's he loses his head in the final third. Yeah, he still puts like head down flat balls, just easily cleared by the center back. Goes nowhere.
He's too funny. But I totally agree with you with Alvarez.
How do you see about the City defense? I mean, I know I was pretty bullish on the clean sheet, right? I was this week, and I obviously put my points up my ass for it. And the fixtures that we've talked about, just Bournemouth, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, Villa, tough, right? They're tough fixtures.
Yep.
Is it just silly to look there now because of the tough fixtures, or is it I mean, how do you see them?
Sidekov was the same question. Is City D back on the menu? If so, ahead of which popular defenses would you put them? Which I think is the question. And he put, as the popular defenses, he put Newcastle, Villa, Arsenal, Liverpool. I mean, Newcastle and Arsenal are also elite defenses, I would say. So it's like, I separate them, right? Like Arsenal with good fixtures, I would take any day of the week over City defenders. Not even close, in my opinion.
What about if one of the Arsenal defenders that you would have to take is Gabriel?
What if he plays like
what if he doesn't
900
play?
Straight minutes also, and then he gets dropped the game you bring him in?
What if is that still the same answer?
Makes him a little bit less good of a pick for me. And then, with like Villa, I am fucking O. But Liverpool and Villa, they're clearly worse defenses than City.
Liverpool?
I mean, I think we're fucking back. Like Liverpool are so fucking good. It's crazy.
Liverpool are back, baby.
But it's
Villa
also the price
ridiculous.
question, right? Like I wouldn't have brought in Tsimikas if he was the same price as fucking Diaz, right? But like I brought him in because he was 4-4 when I got him. And so that's what made him like irresistible. Same with Powell. I had exactly 4-5. So I was like, he is my favorite 4-5 at this time with their fixtures. And that's been fine. So for me, it's more of a price thing. I mean, I think City's a great place to go. But in the like pecking order, I would like rather get an Arsenal guy. I'd rather spend less on like still, good Liverpool, decent other teams or whatever than go there. But I'm sure there are plenty of teams that exist that are just like, I can get to blah, blah, blah for free. And I mean, they're a great defense. I don't know what to say. They're going to probably lead the league in cleans. They're fucking great.
I'm so fucking bummed I don't have Shimcast, man. I really fucked that up.
He's just a 6 point per game.
I was so close to getting him that first game,
Yeah, what was the...
I just keep saving and not getting points. I'm fucking so stupid and transferring him.
Botman non-move. That's what it was, right?
Like, why didn't I just get Chimcast instead of Gabriel? Like, fuck me, dude. That was so dumb.
Clean.
That was so dumb
for fun. Yeah. Only dumb because he was benched, though. Not
but that
dumb
also,
for any other reason.
Well, also dumb because they play Newcastle this week.
Yeah,
so
but Liverpool play at Man City in 3 weeks,
In 3 weeks, but I need someone this week. Like, I should have seen. Yeah, I need someone now. I needed someone to start yesterday and today, like last week and this week. And I just didn't even think. I guess Chef U just fucking blinding me again. They keep blinding me so badly.
I mean, they blinded you. I fucking captained Saka, who got 0 shots and created 0 chances in a 5-0. I mean,
I know.
Jesus Christ, Sheffield United are bad. I mean, I seriously think any top half team could just play a backup 11 and win 3-0. They're that bad.
Shimcast probably should be my move in for Zuma this week.
He's great.
Yeah, he's just
he
good.
was very close to Bones, too.
He was actually good this game. Bad first game, good this game. Yeah, he was very solid, very solid. Yeah, but I think Liverpool, I think haven't gotten also enough kind of pub. They just look so fucking good again. And I get they played 2 really bad teams at home, and that will be nice. But they look like they're just back in their pomp, and they have all of a sudden their midfield is just all these fucking sickos. They're awesome. Gone are these old slow bastards, and in are these
grinders,
techers, fast, sexy ass fucks, and it's just awesome. Like it's so fun to watch.
Sexy ass fuck. I mean, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, it's just fun, free flowing, fluid. Like they pounce. They lose the ball, they pounce. They get the ball right back, and Verge is verging again. It just everything looks great.
Yeah,
one thing though, not
Van
as
Dijk
great
is underrated. Like how much of a difference he makes now that he's just a year from the injury, he didn't look like the same player last year, and then this year he's just oh my god, he's just so back. He's absolutely killing it. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing though that is very different that I think I guess it hasn't been an issue because he's just not really been a pick for so long, but Trent not doing the same shit. This is not the same player that
what was it? 5 weeks ago, I was like, he's gonna be a pick when the fixtures turn. I mean,
not a pick.
He's just a pick. 2 million more expensive Simi. I mean, set pieces taken off him. Sobo's doing the overlapping, not him. It's just he's essential for Liverpool, but in FPL, he's just lost the appeal.
So, I mean, I'm sure next year he'll come in at 6'5" or something.
Right. And that'll be something.
When he finishes this year on, 5 or 6 assists and maybe one goal or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Like a free kick or something. Yeah. That is actually interesting to see where he and Robbo come in, right? Robbo missing a big chunk with injuries, getting a year older, also on 0 assists.
And it just makes a lot of. He's still amazing every game. Trent, he always is, but it's just also interesting, just because we saw the team construction before where they had such shit ass dogs in midfield, and they needed more out of him. And now that their midfield is insane juggernaut, he can just fucking play fullback and chill and stay at the edge of the final third and periodically put his sick delivery in from that area, but he's not, having to do so much creatively or whatever. So,
and Sobo is just he's otherworldly.
We knew.
Getting a player who's such a good winger and such a good midfielder and has the most insane engine I've ever fucking seen.
And he's sick on pens and he's sick on free kicks. I mean, what can he not do? And he's so attractive.
Yeah.
He's so good looking. Oh my God.
Yeah. Really small feet. Weirdly small feet. You hear about that shit?
No. Why? Because he bound them like a...
Honestly, I think he did. It's a weird fucking myth or whatever.
A Hungarian custom
Hungarian myth. If you have smaller feet, you have better ball control or something like that. He has ridiculously small feet.
Well, it's working for him. It's not preventing him from running fast. That's for sure.
I know. Well, yeah. What's the point of big feet anyway? I guess.
Big shoes, big socks.
Yeah. Big. Woo.
Gabagool. Yeah, Liverpool, good team.
Liverpool are good. And I think you could make the argument, they just have the most explosive attack in the league, too. Obviously, everyone's like making their way to get Mo at this point. I think that's pretty clear. But it's like, it's just fucking relentless. I mean, it's like, I think actually the NFO game is a good example because they've been solid defensively all year. Just like solid numbers, a decent bus. Obviously, Turner is bad. We've covered that already. But like, they've just been like pretty solid.
I don't think that's accurate.
What?
Where are you coming up with that? Where do you get that?
I mean, they've conceded
metric?
3 one other time all season.
Yeah, but I mean, they're shipping their XG whatever is like bad. I mean, they're bad. They're bad.
It's NFO.
Team.
No, obviously it's NFO.
It's NFO. What are you trying to say?
But look, they're mid-table with their XG conceded, actually.
Oh, God.
Mid-table. I mean, they're fucking a million times better than goddamn West Ham.
Well, that doesn't take much.
They're the same.
Doesn't take much.
They're the same as Villa.
They're like Villa. Yeah, fine.
Same as Villa.
Villa suck. So that makes sense. They both suck. Yeah, they both suck. Good.
And so they don't concede a lot. They just lose a lot because they're bad. And they have no attack because they're bad. But like, conceding, just getting absolutely fucking pummeled is not a thing that they're doing regularly. And just like, that's good. Liverpool's good.
There we go.
Should we rally through some questions?
Sure. Do it.
So this is a bigger macro question from D. Silva. He said more of a general type of question. Where are you on your priors? That is, thus far, what has surprised you the most about this season? What has surprised you the least about this season so far? Hard to come up with on the spot a little bit.
Well, for me, easy on the first one. Man United just completely. I never saw this coming. That they were going to turn into this. Like, I mean, they're a bottom 10 team. They were going to turn
into Man United.
Yeah, they're a bottom 10 team. I mean, you watch this team every week. They're a bottom 10 team, and that it's. I don't even know if it's a regression or what would be an accurate way to characterize this situation
is what I would say.
Yeah. It's. I mean, we as most people do enjoy making fun of Man United because they're just fucking clown show. But
yeah,
they were showing genuine signs last year of just like, okay, this is going to be. They're kind of getting back. They have this and that going, and it's just so abject. So, I mean, that for me is the biggest surprise that I didn't foresee.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Off the top of my head, don't know. I mean, that's a really good one. I'm trying to think of like who else. I mean, Bournemouth being this bad, kind of surprising to me.
Yeah.
I mean, like they were bad last year, almost got relegated. Gary O'Neill kind of pulled them out. But like everyone kind of knew they were still bad. Like I totally understood sacking O'Neill. I was like, yeah, Areola. I've never seen Rayo Vallecano play, but everyone who knows a lot about fucking football was like, he's really good. Rayo was always punching above their weight. They're really good. Almost all their transfers, I was like, oh my God, love him. Like great move. It turns out buying already injured players might not be the move. I mean, Tyler Adams is just setback after setback, and like, what's his name? Just played his first game. The Alex Cook or whatever.
What was it?
Is that his name? Cook?
Yeah, from the championship they bought.
Or Scott. I'm confusing him and Lewis.
Bristol City or something like that.
Yeah, and they just are so bad. I mean, they're trying to play out from the back. They look lost. They look like they don't know what to do. They're just conceding humongous chances every game, all the time. They're still probably better than the fucking promoted sides who are just a new level. But like, I didn't expect them to be like, oh my God, Bournemouth is top 4 best fixture. They're known.
I mean, dude, this was the first game they fucking won all year.
I know. Areola was known in La Liga to like give the top teams a really hard time, like taking points off Real Madrid and Barcelona all the time, even though they're like a tiny team with no budget. And it was just like, man, yeah, they're so bad.
Yeah. And now they do that for 5 minutes of the game against the top teams, and the other 85 they're getting fucking battered. So
yeah, but when I sort like by points, just an FPL from an FPL point, and there's not that many surprises. There's really not.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, I guess like the Neto Renaissance is nice, but it's not too surprising.
Doug Luiz is randomly up there. He won't stay up there.
Yeah.
Mbeumo, third. I mean, we kind of knew like without Tony, he's gonna fly, but and the back-to-back massive hauls.
He has 3 pens. Yeah,
3 pens really.
Let's talk
really
more about
that.
Mbeumo. I did want to talk about Mbeumo a little bit. I mean, it feels so weird to evaluate him because everything he does feels so lucky.
Oh my God. Also, especially that Chelsea game. I mean, that was ridiculous.
But that's the thing. I mean, he does this ridiculous shit he gets stoppage points all the time. I mean,
he actually does. He farms points in stoppage time.
Yeah, like it's. Yeah. I mean, he never gets subbed.
He has a crazy
matters.
Engine.
Yeah, it matters a lot. And when he doesn't have to use much of his engine most of the game because they don't do anything. He doesn't do anything. Yeah. I mean, he basically runs forward like 15 times. And he literally
hasn't been subbed this season.
Yeah, why would you sub him?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone was. I wasn't, but you were on him game week 1. Everyone's been on him.
No, I wasn't. I talked about him relentlessly, and I was on Wissa
instead. Yeah, and then you got him early on.
I got him later.
Yeah, but you I guess you were on for some of the season, but
yeah,
I mean, he's. Like they play Western, then they have Liverpool, Arsenal tough, then they have Luton, Brighton, Sheffield, Villa.
It doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter.
Like I mean, that's where I'm that's what I'm also looking at. Like, because I'm sitting here with Bowen. I'm like, how is Bowen better than Mbeumo? It's just like he's just not. It just feels like he's not.
Yeah, he's probably not. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean his numbers are also massive. Like he not just non-pen. I'm talking about like he's just putting up massive numbers because.
Mbeumo.
Yeah, Mbeumo, because
yeah.
The stoppage chances that he gets are fucking
huge chances.
Bob Sanchez out of his net, or like tap-ins, or like and
because they connive to create these chances where it's like a 3-on-3 or a 2-on-2. I mean, they're like, even though it only happens maybe twice a game, I mean, they're enormous chances. So.
Enormous chances. Yeah, because also before the empty netter against Bob Sanchez,
they had
a 4v1.
Yeah,
they had a fucking 4v1 that he
didn't get a shot off or something.
Yeah, no, he passed it to a guy who just took like a bad shot. He could have done anything else. But yeah, they just are ruthless and efficient. They're so efficient. They just turn the opportunities into massive chances all the time, even without the ball. I mean, I obviously regret getting rid of him. I still think Saka's a better pick, but like Mbeumo's fucking amazing. Like you don't ever need to get rid of him. You just don't.
You don't. You really don't. I mean, it is difficult now with Liverpool and Arsenal, 2 of the 3, because I'm still not completely like, I feel really good about Bowen. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
And are you one of the 7 best attackers in the league? But I mean, after these few games, I mean, Luton home, at Brighton, at Sheffield, home Villa. I mean, those are all really good games. I guess they have a blank. Like, I don't know what that's about, but
when do they have a blank? Yeah. What are you talking about?
Game week 18. There's a blank. I don't know.
Oh my God. I need Praz back on the show. He's had that penciled in since fucking May.
That's why he got these 3 players this week for what's going to happen in 3 months. I'm sure.
Exactly. You got to play around the blanks.
I mean, pick. Also, great pick. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like he's also something that, for me personally, is like a big me issue. Is just that contrarian nature of like, well, everyone has him, so let me find like 4 reasons why he's bad, and then stand on that hill, and then actually kill myself on it.
It's 2 things. It's 2 of our classic biases working against us.
And we had him 3 years ago.
And we had him. Nailed in the team when no one's even heard of him. He's in our team. It's the contrarian that we both have to different degrees at different times, but we definitely both represent the contrarian. And then it's also like the bad team performances always throw us off the scent. Like they went like 5 winless games or something horrible, right? More than that. I mean, they went 6 winless. They draw, loss, draw, loss. We're fucking out. Get out of my life. Get out of my team. Like I don't want you. Never wanted you. Doesn't matter, dude. He's just a machine. He's what you want JWP to be, but he'll never be.
And
whereas he takes pens. He takes some set pieces. He's involved in all the goals that happen, and he's a machine. And in open play, he also gets some sitters and creates some sitters every game. Sometimes it's just like. Great pick.
Yeah.
Great fucking pick. Bolter and Tuna. Salah cannot stop scoring, but getting him in my team means a sacrifice on at least 2 good players. I have Saka, Son, Watkins. How much compromise is too much?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Saka still is the one to me that's like less good.
Yeah. I mean,
low key.
Watching Saka this week as my captain in a 5-0, I was just like, what am I
made a mistake
doing?
Yeah. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Did I just captain a winger?
Hashtag winger. Winger's
he's
out.
He's a winger.
Winger out.
He's
that's
an
Arsene Wenger. I mean, it's
he's a fucking winger. Again, he's back to playing just winger. That's an issue.
I think it's a little unfair. He's better than that, and he does more stuff. The problem is they just don't need him. Yeah. Like in some games, they're just like he barely touched the ball. He wasn't in the game. It was just a fucking like Martinelli and Ketia Rice ESR show. And it's just like, well, this is a joke. We're just not going to like rely on Saka to do everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big part of it too is, the first plan of defense for every team that they face is shut him down.
Yeah. Shut him down. Yeah.
They do that at the expense of letting other people thrive. And, you know, we see that all the time. It's just like kick him, hit him, whatever, 2 guys on him. Someone's always in reserve waiting but I do feel like he's not getting into central positions as much as he did last year.
Right.
And, he's just kind of chilling out there, occupying a couple of people. He's like a decoy almost.
Yeah.
And, he's not even taking shots, he's not taking shots.
And it's dumb, but FPL, you need like selfish players. You don't want like nice guy team players, right? Like you don't. He's like, I'm just doing what's best for the team. We're winning 5-0. Like, why? Who cares? But like, I fucking care. I just brought you in and captained you.
Yeah. So I mean, meanwhile, Son is an absolute non-negotiable. I think
we talked about that last week. How much better of an asset he is. I mean,
and he was again so good against Palace, so good against us.
Yeah, the team goal was such a good.
Yeah, the team was
goal.
a beautiful. Yeah, and it was a beautiful striker's goal.
Brennan,
we talked literally the first game he played for a half hour before he got hurt. All we were talking about is, oh my god, him instead of Rich is not even comparison.
Yeah, he's played 110 minutes and he's been fucking unreal in all 110 of them.
He transforms them into something else that is an actual functioning creative. Rich is just terrible.
Get out of here.
He's so bad.
Yeah,
it's
I think
insane.
Losing Saka to get to Mo, and maybe it's not 2 of your good guys out. Maybe it's just Saka and 2 mediocre players, bad players, whatever you have to do. But I think, Saka's clearly a step below the top midfielders and the top forwards in the game right now.
Yeah, and I think also with Brennan, just to piggyback on that, I think he's going to be really, really good for Matto because he can get and attract and cut back, stretch, and there will be space for cutbacks in the middle, unlike Rich, who is an absolute donkey machine of disastrous proportion. Yeah. Adds nothing.
Yeah.
But
I like that shout.
Yeah.
I like it, especially because we both still have Matto and Son.
Yeah, I mean, that question. So yeah, Saka I think is definitely and Ollie. They still have these few games. I mean, Ollie will never be a problem. Like he's
never a problem. He should have double returned also.
Yeah, he always should double return pretty much, and then it's just a matter of which version of him are you getting on a given day. The one that got 50 points against Brighton, or the one that hit the post a couple of times and got 2 against Luton.
I only went down 70k, and there was a world where I went down 700k. I mean, Ollie could have triple returned. Mo could have triple returned. He played great. Like all of this shit that I just dodged. So I got pretty lucky this week, I would say. But yeah, Ollie's a fucking great pick. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
We already talked about this, and Dadlad and Greenback asking about necktie.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Fine. I mean, I was going nuts about Ferguson. I still really like Ferguson.
Oh yeah, on the live stream.
Yeah, I still really like Ferguson in that spot. But yeah, I mean, necktie, dude. Whenever Jesus is hurt, he's always going to be a pick because he's going to be underpriced. I mean, he's not always going to play 90.
He's a shot machine.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously not going to score a hat trick, maybe ever again in his life, but he's a striker. He plays striker at Arsenal, and he plays in the box. I mean, this was similar to what we saw last year when he was a pick for that
I wouldn't
2
bring
month
him in
period.
this week, though. I mean, they're away Newcastle, and then
I agree.
Jesus is sort of close to being back. I mean, I don't know if we'll actually get any news from Arteta. Probably not, but like, what you really want him home Burnley. You don't really care about him this week, away Newcastle. So just skip a week and see, take it from there, I think.
If you can, for sure. But Ferguson, dude, good pick.
Great pick. Started, got the goal.
It already came in with 8 for me in that first game. What was? Did we have a bet or something? What were we talking about?
What was it?
Maybe I was just. Weren't we talking? We were talking about Ferguson in the next window against someone else, or maybe that was just me yelling at Kev on the fucking thing.
I mean,
because he kept wanting Gordon, or no, he wanted fucking.
He had necktie.
Palmer or some shit.
In the thing he sent us, he had necktie.
Yeah.
And then he switched to Palmer, and you were going nuts about Ferguson, and he just
okay. Yeah. I don't know,
but we were just talking about how many starts, maybe, because I was saying like 3 out of the next 4 is best case, probably, but
4 out of 4 is best case, and that's what will be the case.
Beanie said, "Can the cheap defender specialist pick out a choice 4-5?" Beanie knows who we are.
Yeah,
Beanie likes him. Beanie's a supporter of the pod right there.
Well, it ain't Gabriel. It fucking doesn't play. This piece of shit. I am also upset that I just didn't get Zinchenko. Like, I didn't even think about getting Zinchenko over Gabriel.
I was way more worried about Zinchenko than Gabriel in minutes wise. I mean, getting hooked at half. And I'm just
but I was just back to like, I'm getting a player I don't like versus a player I actually like. Like, that's not me. Like, why was I? What am I doing? Because if he's 0.3 cheaper, it's like I don't fucking give a shit about 0.3.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't wildcarded yet, obviously, but short term, not even that short term. Give me Gay, man. I still love Palace.
No,
they're at Burnley, home Everton, at Luton, at West Ham, home Bournemouth. If any team has 2 or more of the promoted sides in their upcoming run, get their players. I mean, they're that bad.
I'm not with you on that at all. Okay. I think we're a complete dilapidated, shambolic mess right now. I mean, Mitch is flagged. Dude, it's the same thing without Eze. It's just we have no outball. Like we have no release valve.
I still think you defended well against Spurs. You still got a lot of cleans.
Yeah,
in good games, and Pals keep cleans. That's what I like.
I don't like it. I don't like us right now. I'm worried.
Simi is still cheap. He's not exactly 4-5 anymore, right? He went up.
Yeah, he's 4-6.
4-6, but yeah, close enough. I don't know. Anyone else you want to shout to him?
I mean, there's not a ton right now. I mean, there are a lot of like we were talking about Villa. Yeah, right. So I mean, like Villa, like their defense is. I mean, pretty much everyone's defense is bad except for Newcastle, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool in the league. So if you can't get, I mean, the Arsenal players are still really cheap. Like you can get Zinchenko. I mean, they have 2 defenders. Gabriel should be playing mostly all the games.
I mean, even Nate was like, I'm fucking stunned. Like, what are we doing? Rotate. I've never seen him rotate in the league. Yeah.
And there was like, he was playing for fucking international in Brazil and shit. And he was like flogging him a little bit there because of the timing of like some tough games. So it was like, okay, we'll give him a break in this one or whatever. But anyway, there are a couple sub 5 million defenders there, but I think you really are just looking at fixture, little short fixture windows, and I mean, I still like Spurs defense, but their fixtures are a little bit tougher, but so no one fills you with a ton of confidence. So you kind of have to just look at what makes the most sense for your team with the fixtures, I think.
Easy.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Only 4 or 5 more questions. Oh, Josh B, relevant. Did we really fuck ourselves with Gabriel again?
Yeah,
seems kind of fucked. But no, honestly, I think he'll be fine and start the games, most of the games. But yeah, unlucky.
Yeah.
Walsh has gone quiet on me. Clicking X on Gabriel, looking at his fucking face.
I don't have anything to say.
Sween Dan, what are the boys' views on Wolves? Reckon they're looking quite handy, but without Neto, are they a swerve? Yeah, without Neto,
they won't function.
I have no faith.
It's like us without Gahey. You know, I mean, the team's just going to collapse.
Yeah.
Without Eze, they're just going to collapse completely.
Gray hair, what's your read on Villa's offensive animation? Maybe he means ammunition. Are they playing a certain way against low block teams or away from home? Are Diaby and Cash still good assets for the future game weeks?
Yeah, I didn't watch the Luton game, so it's a tough one for me. Did you catch?
I was just on highlights also. There were like 3-4 on at once. But I mean, what I did see and the past maps and all that shit, I mean, Diaby just did the striker stuff that we talked about. He sometimes does. And he was right next to Ali, like center of the box, doing all that shit, taking shots. And, it comes away with a double return. I don't know when or where. I don't think I follow them close enough or like listen to Villa pods where they analyze the tactics. But yeah, I mean, Cash and Diaby are still good picks. And Cash created the big Ali chance that he didn't score. That would have been a haul. And Diaby, sometimes good, sometimes bad. On average, that's a good pick in good fixtures. So, yeah. And they're just really good, especially at home.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds fair.
I think they've scored 3+ in every home game this season. Yeah, 4-0, 3-1, 6-1, 4-1, 3-1. I mean, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's fucking insane. Speaking of Diaby, Shatsa, do I play Diaby or Mbeumo this week? The fuck?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
How good is your team, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're setting your team up to have that question each week,
I'd go Mbeumo.
Mbeumo, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great Brentford fixture.
Yeah, I think I agree. The Villa, and just by nature of Villa being away, I think is enough to sway it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'd go Mbeumo too.
And then last questions about some captaincy shit. So Raul said, are we back to capping Daddy Erling no matter the fixture? Hardly Boy said, can you think of any logical reason why we shouldn't all be triple capping Holland home Bournemouth this week? And then Jeff said, if we're chasing the dragon, Trent or Darwin or Jalvarez cap this week.
I mean, I think there is a conversation, Mo versus Holland this week, honestly.
I don't.
I mean, I think Luton are bad enough.
Yeah, they are. But Bournemouth have been too. And I think home is a big deal. I mean, Liverpool also have been like heavy on the splits.
Away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better at home, a little iffy. Yeah,
Way better at home. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Bournemouth are not going to just, shut up and just let up 2 goals. I mean, they should have a hard time conceding less than like 4, right?
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're fucking bad,
really
and they press.
I agree. Yeah,
and
I'm with you. Yeah, no, I think it's got to be a Holland one. You're right. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm at. That's what I've been at. That's what I've been on anyway.
Yeah, and again, like Jack back is huge. Like Bilva back is huge. Stones, Rodri. I mean, they looked like City last game. Like they were creating chances for fun. They were fluid. They were great.
Yeah.
And if you're chasing, I mean, I don't hate Alvarez. I mean, I think it's going to be a thrashing. I think it's going to be a very easy game with lots of big chances. And sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Love it. Anything else? Anything we forgot to talk about? I don't know.
I think we're good. I think we hit on a bunch of stuff. Bunch of good stuff.
It's also my Mondays are so much longer now working, morning and then we pod at night. I'm like, I haven't caught up on all the pods and everything yet. So Thursday we'll be back with more action. And then, Friday live stream as usual.
Yeah, no Friday game this week. Thank God.
Beauty.
Yeah.
What's your dream weekend schedule? I mean, what's your perfect schedule? Prem.
My wife and my son are on vacation somewhere else. And I'm home. And then everything's a dream.
It's just like, I just like the steady schedule. I just like a 7:30 a.m. Saturday, bunch of games, not too many, not too few at the 10 a.m. slot and a night game. And then like 3-ish on a Sunday. No games Monday, no games Friday. Love it. My favorite.
Well, we have daylight savings this weekend.
Right. So everything's an hour later.
Everything's going to get another.
So it's all fucked up.
Yeah, extra fucked.
Extra fucked. More overlapping with NFL. It's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
We're struggling.
We're struggling. We also got
and the
no
early
Patreon
game
signups.
Yeah, well, that's nothing new there. The Fulham Man United game, the solo game there, that sucks because I don't want to watch any of that.
That's a really bad game.
Yeah, and it says it's at 5:30 for me because of daylight savings.
5:30 for you. Yeah, you get to sleep in.
I think I'm not going to watch any of that.
I think you should skip that. Yeah,
that's the plan.
That's an easy skip for you. 8:30 for me. I'll be up.
Yeah, 8. Next slate at 8. Gymnastics. Oh my god, this is bad for me.
Is gymnastics gonna fuck you this week?
Yeah, gymnastics at 9, so I'm only gonna be watching the first half.
I meant to ask you, what's the Halloween situation tomorrow? What's the lad dressing up as?
The Grinch. Classic move. Loves the Grinch so much.
That is so good. I need a pick. I need a pick desperately.
Well, they had their Halloween like parade at school today, so I went this morning for that. It was great.
Did you dress up?
We're gonna dress up as like Who's tomorrow night with him when we go trick or treating.
What's
My
Who's?
wife and I. Who's in Whoville for where the Grinch is located.
Oh.
You are not. You do not know much about the Grinch. Clearly,
no. I just know the Grinch. I didn't know. I don't know his fucking Wikipedia.
Well, I don't either. I just know where he lives.
You just know
what
the
setting
Who's from
is.
Whoville.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I know the
Who is
story.
from Whoville.
Yeah, it's a she's a Whoa.
All right, dude. Any last words?
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. Check us out at FMLFPL.com. Follow us on Twitter at FMLFPL Sports. /FMLFPL. Subscribe, rate, review.